Alex Pereira is going to run through the heavyweight division. A man who used to fight at middleweight in the UFC is going to become the first triple champ in UFC history. And here's why. There is a skill gap between heavyweights and any other division in the UFC. Look at what happened to Ciryl Gane when Jon Jones moved up. 2-minute submission. What about when Daniel Cormier went up and knocked out Stipe? And you might say Alex Pereira isn't the same level of fighter as Jon Jones or Daniel Cormier. Well, you'd be completely wrong. 6 of Alex's UFC wins come against former champs. And most of the time he's knocking you out. Poatine's striking isn't world class, it's legendary. It's some of the best we've ever seen, almost like no other. So yeah, lighter man skill will definitely come into play with Alex Pereira within the sparse heavyweight UFC division. And even better for Alex, his next opponent is most likely Gane, a kickboxer. People call Ciryl technical, and he is, for a heavyweight. His defense is loose, his hands drop, and he moves back in linear patterns. Gane has a tendency to get caught coasting in fights. Look at Tai Tuivasa. That man was able to knock him down. Jon Jones was able to submit him in 2 minutes. Holes in his game are very apparent, and when taken advantage, they're catastrophic. And now we're pairing Ciryl Gane against Alex Pereira, a man who walks around at 245, 6'4", 80-inch reach, elite kickboxer. You can't give Pereira space. You can't circle loosely. You can't give him patterns that are predictable. Because Alex, he'll shut your lights out. End a fight in an instant. Whether it be a flying knee, a head kick, his famous left hook, he's there. A wrecking ball, ready to stop the fight. Ciryl Gane, a good kickboxer with no wrestling, is going in there against a 2-division Glory kickboxing champion, and they're roughly the same size. You tell me who wins that. Tom Aspinall is a perfect example of what even decent boxing in the UFC can do for you in the heavyweight division. With just a simple 1-2, he was able to knock out multiple great fighters in that division, like Sergey Pavlovich and Curtis Blades. It's actually shocking that 4 out of 6 of Tom Aspinall's finishes come from literally a 1 and a 2, and sometimes just the 2. Heavyweights lose their balance a lot easier, and when you have someone really explosive like Tom Aspinall, it's very easy to get them off balance. But that's the thing, Pereira is explosive and hits with dynamite. And he doesn't only come with the 1-2. He'll come with the knee up the middle. He'll come with the front kick up the middle. He'll come with the flying knee. Head kicks, hooks. He's not one-dimensional. In fact, his kickboxing game is way more complex than Tom Aspinall's is. And I think that that's something that this heavyweight division has no clue what's about to come to them. And if we look back at Tom's defense, he keeps his chin in the air. He's proof that all you need is decent boxing. I mean, look at Waldo Cortez Acosta.
At hand here, you were mad going back into the fight, weren't you?
Yeah, I'm mad. I'm Dominican.
He is completely annihilating people with just average boxing. I mean, he had a boxing career and he did horrible, and he came to the UFC and he was able to do great. It's because MMA fighters, especially in the heavyweight division, do not have crisp technical boxing. And that's why Alex Pereira has been able to exploit people's games so often in the UFC. And now it's only going to get worse. Only real threats in heavyweight for Alex Pereira are Ciryl Gane, Jon Jones, and Tom Aspinall. And 2 of those fighters aren't going to fight anytime soon. Jon Jones, we have no reports, and he's only getting older. Tom Aspinall is dealing with an eye injury that could take anywhere from 6 months to 2 years, and he might not even fight again. And Ciryl Gane, well, I think Alex Pereira can smoke Ciryl Gane. I have to preface this though. Tom Aspinall's boxing is great for the heavyweight division, but for an average fighter, it's not. Look at this fight with Spivak. Look at how many times he throws the 1-2. That's predictable and counterable. And people forget that Alex Pereira thrives when people crash in with big, powerful combinations. A perfect example is Yuri Prochazka's weird loopy punches. Here we see Yuri comes in and gets countered 2 times. We've seen time and time again, you cannot carelessly throw out a cross or a jab against Alex Pereira because he's gonna bob his head and pick up right away and throw out that hook or throw out that big overhand. We've seen it so many times before. I mean, it's honestly a whole nother level. I mean, he'll make reads and adjust his body just like how he did in his last fight against Ankalaev, how he dips down and then throws the overhand, dodging the hook while also hitting Ankalaev as a ducking target. I mean, it's next level stuff. And if Jon Jones does decide to come back, I think that's a very winnable fight. We've seen Jon Jones have struggles with lengthier fighters like Dominic Reyes and Alexander Gustafsson, and Alex Pereira is a way better version of those 2 fighters. You know, people underestimate Alex Pereira's defensive wrestling, and I think he can survive on the ground. I think he's one of those people to where he's just built different. There's just generational fighters that come around that somehow manage to make things work, and I think he can survive on the ground. And if Ciryl Gane can stuff takedowns from Tom Aspinall, hell, I think Alex Pereira can too.
Subscribe, motherfucker.